Wrestling Fan, Wrestling Sean, the big beefy boy, Shaz Beef, joined by not my fellow old buck in Morrow, but the draw in Johnny Mort and Gherkins himself.
I don't like doing that. It feels wrong.
Gherkins like Pickle Rick. Pickle Rick!
You called me out for ordering
cheeseburgers.
3 double cheeseburgers.
Oh yeah, called you out in the last one. That's what it is.
I've got a
Did you
real
eat them all in one
graw.
go?
Yeah, I've got a real graw for cheeseburgers at the moment.
Yeah, well,
I'm
like
the same. I was told by a friend of mine about a year ago that the perfect food to drink mid drinking session was a Supermax cheeseburger.
Yeah.
If you just have one of them.
three of them.
Yep.
Not even mid drinking.
Yeah, three
But they're great.
cheeseburgers.
I tried it out. They're
3
so,
double cheeseburgers.
Yeah,
they're so compact. They did the trick.
And it's better than like a Big Mac or something because it doesn't have that extra bread. It's just just double burger.
Yeah, like Jim Cornette would have attested to it, but then he got like really big.
I don't think I'm going to get Jim Cornette big.
Pat
We'll see.
McDonough is getting great air out of us recently, and I just want to say, Pat McDonough, if you're listening, pay your workers better.
No, also, I didn't give you the respect you deserved in previous years. You are a top man, Pat.
Who the fuck is
Don't
Pat
make them pay
McDonough?
for their fucking uniforms, Pat.
Who's Pat McDonough? Oh, Supermax guy.
Yeah, you can't call out Pat McDonough in this
I'm
fight.
calling out Pat McDonough right now.
He's not a
Pat,
wrestler.
if you want to go watch after the Galway, I don't give a fuck. I'll be there.
No,
I'll take you out.
McDonough this Saturday at the Steel Cage Mega Slam.
Call yourself Supermax. Well, I'm Mega Max.
Marto Max.
Marto Mike. Mega Mort.
Whatever.
I'm Pickle Mort.
Double cheese Mort.
How are we anyway?
I'm chicken out of what
Good.
Pat McDonough's entrance music would be. Tasty and tempting food at...
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. He's not
No,
loving it.
he's not loving it.
He's
No,
not
that's not
loving
it.
it. I was like, who the fuck is Pat McDonough?
He's
He's the Ronald McDonald of Supermax.
I thought he was the owner of like the Greg Namana Chippers that is listening to us
Those boys are
randomly.
also getting a rub, and they deserve it.
You deserve it, boys.
yeah, they're the best chippers in Kilkenny.
Yeah,
Definitely
see,
the best chippers in Greg Namana, and your shop front looks immaculate.
it does with all the Christmas stuff when you had it on it.
Yeah. Keep watching our pod.
Yeah. Anyway, how is everyone?
Great. Thank you for asking.
We're all good. I like your T-shirt.
Thank you.
Do I have Jake? Is Jake on this? Yeah, he is.
Yes.
Yes.
Double Jake.
Where's your Jake shit?
I have so much Jake merch, but I
Double
have no
Jake
fucking
burger.
t-shirt. I have no t-shirts. I literally have a picture of Jake Roberts hanging above my bed.
Oh, nice.
And
Drawn.
yeah, it's an illustration I got. It's a birthday
By Mick
present.
Minogue?
No, not by Mick Minogue.
Mick Minogue drew me a Jake before.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, Mick, I want one.
Yeah.
Mick Minogue did me a beautiful Mick Foley for my 30th birthday.
Lovely.
Which I have.
We should
private
get Mick Minogue to design a Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show T-shirt for sale.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it. He made a really cool Bret Hart woodcut as well that I have, which is cool. It was
Nice.
really, yeah.
Unreal. Shout out to Mick.
Shout out to
Thanks,
Mick.
Mick.
But this isn't about Mick, is it,
This
Shane?
isn't about Mick, Kieran.
What is this about?
This is about wrestling theme songs.
Oh, yeah. Love it.
The big one.
Is this going to be like our last one, the finishers, where we're just spamming finisher talk and just saying, no, this song is great. This song is great.
I think so. Like, I have staved off on this.
He didn't want to do it.
I didn't want to do this episode. I always felt that this was a topic that we would need, like, some audio accompaniment. Up until the point where Shane said that we'll get sued if we do that.
Well, we get like the video will probably get taken down.
So for every single theme song that we mention here today,
You might sing.
you just get up on Spotify or YouTube or whatever,
Yeah.
and if you need to refer it, because otherwise it's just going to be us singing it.
Yeah.
Listen along.
yeah, it's
Have a listen
Have a
along.
listen along.
Maybe, could we do a little playlist on Spotify and share it with the...
We could. You can do that. I'll let you do that.
I'll do that. Thanks.
Nice one.
Yeah.
You do that.
All the
do that.
songs mentioned today.
Yeah.
First, I want to kind of talk about like how the music really fucking enhances the wrestlers, and how like Jim Johnston
Yeah.
was able, and Jimmy Hart was able to get the essence of what a wrestler was, and I think the CFOs were to a degree as well.
Yeah, NXT stuff.
They had some amazing tunes that they debuted down in NXT. That some of them went up to the main roster, and then they just disappeared because
Back like in the internet days, like the late 90s, early 2000s, when like you had no social media or access to a lot of the non-kayfabe stuff, it was really cool knowing who Jim Johnston was.
Yeah.
Like Jim Johnston writes all that music.
You see him on like Beyond the Mat.
Well, that's what I'm going to say. Then on Beyond the Mat, and he's doing like, he's like, we need a song for Vader. He's like, what way does he walk down? He's like plodding down. He's like, what about this? And And I was like, yes! Yeah. And then you can kind of imagine, oh, that's how he does it for them all. And he plays the Undertaker song. He's like, start off with a little classic kind of, and he does the kind of classical funeral theme, and then adds the deeper, darker stuff. And then it evolves into the corporate the ministry stuff. And then he blend in the corporate ministry stuff. Jim Johnston should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's so overdue. And it's kind of egregious at this point. And another thing with Jim Johnston, like they released him, it wasn't like he retired or anything. He'd been making themes there since the late 80s. Vince got rid of him for some reason, probably because like a lot of people, Vince just thinks if you're a little bit old that you're useless. Like much like a Jim Ross or a Howard Finkel. He got rid of Jim Johnston. But it's inexplicable to me how and why Tony Khan hasn't put a big fucking truck of cash outside Jim Johnston's house.
Tony has an in-house team as well, doesn't he?
I mean, AEW have some good teams. They're not a patch on the Jim Johnston thing. And I've heard an argument about Jim Johnston where people go, oh, like his stuff is a bit dated. It's all kind of like, you know, it's all 80s and 90s rock. And I'm like, fuck that. Like, Jim Johnston did so many varied themes and so many different genres of music. Like it's an amazing repertoire that he built up over those 20 years or so.
Has I suppose maybe it's as an older wrestling fan at this stage, I sometimes wonder, you know, like Raw comes on and it's that fucking I don't know, what is it, like a hip hoppy kind of
It's a run-in. What?
Oh no!
It's the wrestling show branding one for the run-in. This episode has been produced by Paul Triple H Levesque
And Lee Fitting. Are you sitting in on the podcast?
I'm sitting for a few minutes.
Go on, sit
you
over
should
there.
have hit some fucking entrance music when you were out there.
Yes. Get out of here! Get out of here!
How am I going to fit this? You talk amongst yourselves as I fix the
Oh,
cameras.
for God's sake! I
said I'd do a run-in.
We're talking about Jim Johnston here.
The great.
Show some respect.
But like, surely Tony Khan would have thought, you know, like some of the music in AEW isn't necessarily the best. Why wouldn't you?
But are they trying to differentiate? Like when you're trying to differentiate your product from WWE, do you want the guy whose themes are like notoriously WWE, even if he's great?
No, that's like saying like, you know, I don't want Mozart to score my, you know, classical music party.
This guy, like, we're in the middle of an episode.
This came from the dump.
Nice one. Well,
This came from the dump.
It actually came from the dump.
should I wash it? Well, I know a guy in the dump that gives me wrestling. Sorry.
It's not just.
Did you have bagged chips?
No,
Smells like
I had bacon and cabbage.
Anyway, yeah, when you're talking about why would he bring in, but like he brought in like JR.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And JR is synonymous with WWE.
I remember wanting it. I suppose I'm trying to think about why he wouldn't. Like, what is the counter
I
argument?
mean, there's a lot of great AEW teams, but I feel like there's a couple of people who have not really great teams who could do it now with Jim Johnston.
What I like about AEW is he's not afraid to license music.
Yeah, well, that's a huge thing.
That is a massive thing, yeah.
It's still so mad to me when Orange Cassidy comes out to the Pixies, and I love it.
Yeah, it's great. And like, there's loads of great ones there. What did you think of Carry On My Wayward Sons?
Didn't like it.
I didn't like it. It took too long to kick
It
into
doesn't
it.
feel like a wrestling.
No, it grew on me a little bit after a while, but I still didn't find it. I found it jarring because I was expecting their original team when they came back at that time.
That's a Skinner song, right? Is it?
No,
Kansas.
Yeah.
It's Kansas, okay. Well, anyway, I'll get on to my point anyway. The OG entrance music was not really a thing. Now, this is always a point of controversy. But, you're doing it. But Bad Street USA by the Freebirds, that was kind of... that is, well, if Michael Hayes is telling the story, that was the first entrance music that was ever used. They were the first act.
Well, it was Freebird.
Freebird.
Yeah, it was Freebird by Leonard Skinner.
Bad Street USA?
Yeah, but it was Freebird initially. So Freebird by Leonard Skinner.
But they obviously couldn't get the license for that.
Then they recorded their own theme song.
Some people will say that Gorgeous George back in the day had some kind of classical music. I can't remember exactly what it was. It might have been Pomp and Circumstance, which is the Randy Savage team.
Yeah, and there was an Argentinian wrestling company that used to utilize songs as well. There's actually a music at WrestleMania video that I edited, and it kind of looks at some of the history of it. There's some.
So we don't need to do this at all, is what you're saying?
But what it looks at like how it it was initially kind of brought in a small bit, and then I go into like shit WrestleMania performances, like Kid Rock taking 25 minutes.
yeah.
I mean, it's mad. If you look at WrestleMania 1, there is very little entrance music.
But like, how much it enhanced the Royal Rumble when it started being
yeah, but it
introduced.
took them also at the same time. It took them, 8 years of the Rumble before they used it. They didn't start using entrance music in the Rumble until 1996.
Was 96 the first one?
96 was the first one.
hell.
No,
I don't think so.
93, wasn't it?
No, I don't think so. I think 96 was the first one where everybody had it. But there's, I think,
Because 92 didn't. It had the cowbell thing. Right?
92 had nothing. But I think there was one. I was rewatching it there a while ago. It was either 90 maybe or 91 or could have been 89, where like some guys came out
Hogan.
to entrance music. Hogan anyway.
yeah.
So, but it wasn't a consistent thing. 96 was the first year where everybody who came out had entrance music, apart from Dory Funk Jr. He came out to absolutely nothing. Even Doug Gilbert.
Not even a pop.
But it's because he never sent his MP3
It's
to...
96. It's Dory Funk
Dory
Jr.
Funk
96.
Jr.
Dory Funk
did not send his MP3
to Kevin
to
Dunn.
the production
Yeah,
track.
yeah. Or the mini
96
whatever.
Little Mascaras.
No,
97.
he was
97.
Because I was in San Antonio.
Yeah.
97, weirdly enough, was the one where there was some kind of problem in the Alamo Dome, and like some of the entrance music didn't play for some people.
Class.
There was a couple of like production glitches. 96, I think, was the first one where everybody in the match had their entrance music, apart from I think Dory Funk Jr. Even like Doug Gilbert came out and had entrance music.
Jimmy Hart as well is who is involved in so many of the early Golden Generation songs as well.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people realize that.
Yeah.
And even going back to Memphis and stuff, because he was like he charted on the Billboard charts with whatever fucking band he was in and everything.
And he sang as well.
Yeah.
Jim Johnston never sang. So
Not that we know
Jimmy
of.
Hart has that over him.
Yeah, like Jimmy Hart put together some like amazing actual like just songs like tracks. Obviously he did like the Honky Tonk Man's one.
Jimmy Hart did Shawn Michaels,
He
didn't
did
he?
Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels,
Did he sing that
iconic.
though?
No.
No, that was
that
it was Sherry, and then
Shawn.
Shawn Michaels.
Sherry and then Shawn.
You do know Shawn Michaels is the one singing "I'm a Sexy Boy," yeah?
I'm learning this right now.
Oh God!
Look, let's.
You don't like theme music.
I'm going to be straight up here, right? You guys, 3 of you, have been trying to do this episode for over a year. And I keep vetoing because I know jack shit about TV.
But then
But
you
you're not
fucking
seeing-
jump in
I
on
thought,
the podcast.
No, I thought you were doing the Insane Royal Rumble. So then when I got as far as there, I was going to start at 10, 9. And
I wish you did that. That would be so funny.
But I heard someone say Jim Johnston, so I came up with the branded mug gimmick. You know?
Yeah, because we said we
But
weren't
you-
going to do it
but-
without you.
On that point, do you
The
not
Insane Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
do you not find do you not think it's important? Like, do you see the importance
I
of it?
massively see the
But
importance
it's never
of it.
dripped into your
You never owned a Forcible Entry CD.
yeah anthology.
I had an
WF
anthology in. I got one for Christmas in 1999.
That was a class one.
And I used to use it as entrance music for my wrestlers.
Shout out to Dennis Doherty. I borrowed his anthology
Never gave
in
it back.
5th year, and I think it was 6th year when he got it back. So
Well, yeah, that's not too bad. So I get it's massively important and it is cool. But like,
It was great when they started bringing those out. I remember as a small child when I was like playing with my wrestling figures, I would use the WLF game that was on the Game Boy.
Yeah.
And then I would play the music off that for
Superstars.
But there's only like 6, Superstars. So there's only like 6 fucking wrestlers on it.
Yeah.
Mr.
So
Perfect.
do you-
Mr. Perfect was great. Ultimate Warrior, Ted DiBiase. But
Do you know wrestling is directly the reason that like American Idol and X Factor and all that are so big? Because you know who produced the first wrestling album?
Lee Fitting.
Simon Cowell.
Psycho, yeah.
What?
Simon
That
Cowell.
was the make-
That was his biggest. Like that, was.
that's how we broke
That
out.
was
like.
the thing that made Simon Cowell a shit ton of money and actually gave him a lot of purchase in the music industry at a time where he didn't have it. During the big kind of British invasion of WWF, where it was really big in the early 90s, they got Simon Cowell to produce the wrestling album Wrestle Jam.
I thought it was WrestleMania or
Maybe
something.
but the song was WrestleMania. That was the
Yeah,
one
yeah.
that was in like the top 10. Great tune. if you want to listen to it.
And Simon Cowell produced
produced it.
Which WrestleMania song? Not the like whoa,
Yeah, that one.
WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the
fighting
one. Yeah.
to survive. Just like that.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
No way.
that was
the Simon Cowell produced.
That was Simon Cowell production.
That's now that became Linda McMahon's theme song, didn't it?
Eventually, when they were like, we gotta give Linda some music.
Yeah, like fucking straight from the generic archives.
It worked for her, it worked.
Do you know what I love about the entrance team? So obviously when someone comes, it's their showcase. Like you come out, it's your entrance, it's your moves, what you do. But like I would have loved that as a kid. But now as I have kids, I will show my kids wrestling every now and again. But all they want to watch presently is the Royal Rumble entrances, which WWE put up, but just the women's, because they want to watch all the women coming out, all 30. And what WWE have put up on YouTube is like the first 10 seconds of their entrance, and then they move to the second person, third person, fourth person. And all they want is that. They don't want to watch the wrestling. They just want to watch how glamorous everyone looks, all the clothing that they're wearing, and the theme songs. And that's what's ingrained. The character is built from that first 10 seconds. And you out of context, you took that in that episode last week. I heard
you said I don't like the wrestling
I heard
part.
what you said. Yeah, that's not what I said. I said,
I'll read exactly what you
yeah,
said.
yeah, read it out if you want to. Yeah, but I think that it's still so important, and obviously you can see that in the next generation.
And I don't think Def Rebel gets that.
No, not
Def
at all.
Rebel have like they've been using AI in their entrance themes and stuff.
Do you know that for a fact? Have they actually?
It's been maybe not a fact then, but
But it's
strong
rumor.
Strong rumor, yeah. But like even their songs, like they follow this formula of superstar says something, it's Tiffy time, and then they play a generic fucking song.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean? They do that with nearly everyone that they're creating music for. I will give them credit if they were the ones that did a Seth Rollins theme song.
I feel like that's not entirely on them, because I feel like there was a spate in the early 2000s of wrestlers for no good fucking reason having like a catchphrase or a quote before the thing, and that's how you end up in a situation where Hardcore Holly of all people has like, how'd you like me now? And then his music plays.
It's
so we all know
me,
it's Hardcore
it's
Holly.
me, it's DDP.
That was cool.
I like that.
Cool.
I like that. Even I remember that.
But it's because it worked.
Your exact words were, "I find matches boring. I'm now that guy."
But what's the context?
The context is he's currently watching WWE.
So the context is you saying, I said debatable. I said he gave it a 604 star. Sorry, there were 604 star matches in 2025 because you were just repeating.
giving out about
You're
that.
repeating Meltzer's.
No, I was giving out
comments
about
and
how many
I
4-star
said
matches.
dope. I said you said there wasn't even half them in a quarter max. I said 90% of wrestling is the same these days.
We're turning into like a real life.
And then I
thread
said,
here.
Yeah.
I
Can we
said-
get back on track,
And
please?
then he said-
but that I said 90% of wrestling is the same these days.
Can
That's
we get back on track?
yeah, but
All right,
just,
can
just
you-
don't
have
call me
your
out like
fun
that.
domestic
All right, Mark,
outside
take
of it.
it online.
What I liked about Jim Johnston as well is he wasn't afraid to bring in bands to do stuff.
Yeah,
So he had like the DX theme song.
Yeah.
And he like or
was
Saliva,
good.
Saliva would do
fake Rage Against the Machine.
yeah, Saliva do Batista song, or they'd bring in Motorhead for the game and
Yeah.
and that
He
kind of
wasn't
thing.
egregious in that way that WCW were. Like, there's that story. It's been regurgitated again quite
The
recently.
DDP
Actually,
one.
well, we're Raven as well talking about. We're at some event where
The Atlanta Hawk.
Dave Grohl was there.
Dave Grohl was there, and like Tyler Hawkins and all the Foo Fighters boys, and then they hear DDP's
theme.
team from WCW, which riffs very heavily on Smells Like Teen Spirit, and they weren't too impressed by it. But that was a big thing that WCW used to do, where they would take popular tunes
Yeah.
and then they would just rip them off.
Move it up
Sure,
an
like
octave.
Sting Seek and Destroy for Metallica and stuff.
Yeah, whereas Jim Johnson, at the very least, like, it's famous.
Yeah, they're original, they're
It's
creative.
a famous story when like Austin, who debuted in WWF with really just generic, horrible team music. It was so bad.
The Ringmaster.
As the ringmaster.
I
But
don't
then-
think it's that bad.
Yeah, I think it's pretty bad. And then when he goes to Jim Johnson, he's like, I need something new, Jim. And Jim's asking what he's like. And he mentions Bulls on Parade by Rage Against the Machine. And he goes, can you get me something like that? And then, Jim comes up with the riff for Steve Austin's team, which is kind of based on the thing. But then when you listen to the two songs side by side,
Same as Jack Swagger
they don't
as
sound
well.
the same.
Jack Swagger was very.
There was a
Rage
lot of
Against the
stuff. I will say that about Jim Johnston. There is a little samey from time to time. Like Ultimate Warrior and the Rockers team
Oh, exact
are
same.
exact same, except one is a little bit more high
I
pitched.
disagree.
The Rockers and the Ultimate Warrior
Also,
song.
Big Boss Man and the Acolytes have very similar
What's your
tunes.
thing where the Rockers debuted with the Warriors music originally, or they debuted with someone else's music? which is a common thing. Like
They did.
Yeah, but-
Sure, like
they're supposed to be different.
The Patriot and Kurt Angle song
Yeah, that's
is the
that's
same.
different though.
Funkasaurus had Ernest the Cat Miller.
Yeah, but repeating the same team is different.
that's the
Linda McMahon had the WrestleMania.
yeah, like that's an interesting thing I find in wrestling as well, where they develop what is an absolute all-timer of a tune. They give it to a guy who doesn't last
click, yeah.
or flames out, and then they have to go and they have to like they're going, well, we're sitting on this amazing team, we're just going to recycle it.
Kurt Angle's
Real American.
Well, yeah, that was
That was not Hulk Hogan's theme song.
It was the US Express originally.
Yeah, exactly.
Barry Windham and Mike Rotunda.
Yeah.
CM Punk's original entrance team was
for Randy Orton.
Was Randy Orton's.
Which is a weird thing.
Glorious was apparently Shinsuke Nakamura's, and he vetoed it.
Really, AJ Styles was originally written for James Storm, and then James Storm decided not to sign with WWE, so they recycled it for AJ Styles.
So mad.
worked
thinking
so
about
well
And
for
a great
AJ as
song.
well.
You can't think of anything else that
Yeah.
would work for AJ Styles just as well.
It's
Well,
mental.
bar like you are, I am. His TNA theme song, which is fucking
was good.
a banger.
Ospreys is a banger.
Yeah,
Another
Such a
one.
banger. I'm so happy they kept that.
Will we just dive into like
Yes, our
best
favourites.
wrestling theme songs?
Well, Kurt Angle's is up there because
I think that's my favourite.
That was a team that was so good that it became, the audience response to the song became part of his act.
Yeah.
They used that song for like Del Wilkes, the Patriot, his short run in '97, and it was a banger for him. It was really cool.
Do you also
I
feel
hate
like
when he went to ECW though, and they tried to get the "you suck" stuff out of it, and like at the start of it had hit the it had hit 5 times, and like they tried to change it in a way that
But
fans couldn't chant "you suck" because he was doing the like serious ECW.
But do you think Angles kind of became a banger? Like when it was first on, it was more it matched his obnoxious American, the 3 eyes, all that stuff. Like it only becomes a banger when the wrestler also becomes a legendary
It's
wrestler.
weird. It's like I don't know.
Fuck that, Billy Kidman's banger.
No, some of them. No. With Kurt, I
See,
think.
my thing with
Sorry,
Kurt's
maybe not
one,
all the time.
When you hear Kurt's, it says American. It almost says like Olympic medal ceremony.
Yeah, it's literally called medal now.
Yeah, it's just like
But do you know what another thing about Kurt is? When I hear Kurt Angle's theme tune, it gives me that thing of like, this is ESPN, we're going to the main event, big time match. I feel like this is now big time.
Yeah.
Something about Kurt's music just let's kind of like subconsciously tells me this.
But
is
it
a big
wasn't
match.
like it was like I think like Jericho's is an instant bang. Like you heard that and you saw the whole package is like this guy is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Well, Angle, like I don't remember watching Angle versus Taz, for example, in the Rumble and thinking Angle's is a banger. I was thinking Taz's is a fucking banger.
Yeah.
So like
Taz's is one of my favorite. I think it would be an all-time top 3 WWE team for me. Taz had one of the best fucking
Such
class.
a banger.
and it was so good that like they kind of like used elements of it for Scott Steiner's. There was like 2 guys, unfortunately, who kind of flamed out in their WWF careers, but they had similar enough teams. Taz's is an all-timer, one of the greatest.
Steiner
teams.
is like Siren one.
Yeah.
Is that
I like
similar?
that too.
Yeah, well, I thought it was a similar enough vibe. Maybe I'm just
It's
hearing things.
thematically similar.
I
Do
don't
they
think
use that
so.
for Braun now? Is there a siren going in Braun Breaker's team? Is that a bit of a...
a nod to Scott's WWF team, maybe.
I think that Siren one is I hate that. Just Scott Steiner one.
Scott Steiner's?
That and Right to Censor.
Yeah, they're similar. I was about to say Red Censor, yeah.
that
annoyed me, but they annoyed me.
Yeah, but that's
was
that's
cool
purpose.
because like it's a theme that is supposed to. It is supposed
Annoy
to
you.
infuriate
Yeah.
you.
It's
And
supposed to-
annoy
they're
you.
heels,
It
like,
worked really
yeah.
well, and you even saw it in like a whole new generation got exposed to that a couple of years ago, where Ivory was a surprise entrance in the Royal Rumble, and she came into the Royal Rumble doing her RTC gimmick, and that tune you could see like people in the people who've never like kids who've never heard before going, what the fuck?
There's actually even something right now is happening with theme music where I know we've all received this meme maybe a year ago originally, or maybe more, but for some reason the last week I have got sent the Stephen Flow one about 6 times by
Stephen Flow.
Where's that come from in the last week?
in the last week it's kind of gone viral or something, but that shows again like a theme song. No one's watching him wrestle in the ring. I don't think I've watched anything beyond him getting into the ring.
That's all I
but
need.
it's got him over. Theme song alone.
Is he over though?
He's over amongst
But like
casuals.
that wouldn't have worked in like
He's over in the grunge community.
Yeah, but if casuals are sharing it, like
That's the thing.
That
Yeah.
wouldn't have like there were so many bangers for wrestlers that didn't deserve them.
Yeah.
Like
Give me-
Maven had a great one,
Maven had a brilliant
fucking
tune.
brilliant one. Billy Kidman's one in WWE. I love the Coach's one as well.
I didn't like the
Coach
coaches.
had a really kind of like cool laid back one. You're kind of going, he didn't deserve all these deadly bangers.
Did Mark Henry, when he was Sexual Chocolate, have like a
That
banger?
was sexual, baby.
I'll hate,
Well,
Yeah,
but that
a green type thing.
Or no, Hayes, Isaac Hayes.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I was going to say
He's
is like,
sexual, baby.
Isaac Hayes, but I felt it was a little bit more Marvin Gaye maybe, and that speaks to the versatility of Jim Johnston. That he's going, okay, like Mark Henry is doing this kind of Lothario gimmick, sexual chocolate. What are we going to do?
Marvin Gaye.
We'll do a Marvin Gaye type tune, and it's fucking brilliant. That's one of my favorites of that era.
Sable actually had a really good one as well in that era. Yeah.
I do remember that one.
That is actually just Mark Merrill's original tune.
Yeah, and
She just took it off.
because she was cooler.
She was cooler.
And that
then
made
he
the-
ended up with it when he changed his gimmick to like the kind of Golden Gloves boxing gimmick. Marvelous Mark Marrow. He
That
just given
doesn't work.
generic
No.
Yeah,
music, you know.
So what are you?
Well,
Can,
like,
can we ask what,
at the wheel deal now.
I love that as well. I
like,
think it's really good.
shake your sorry
thing, though,
ass
I know-
out.
I love
the little-
It's
Yeah.
like a little zip. It's
Well, like, there's nothing better in the history of entrance music, and you can include Hogan's on this, because like Hogan's is an absolute.
I love
fucking
Hogan's.
bastard.
I,
It's a banger.
I listen to that when I'm out running, and when the solo comes
Perfect,
on,
yeah.
I nearly start crying. When I'm,
unbelievable.
But there's nothing
Is
better.
that
and it's
because
not.
it just reminds you of him and how he's dead?
yeah, it reminds me of like all
Christ,
those
Tears
like
of Joy? Tears of
WrestleMania
Joy?
8 posing with fucking Warrior, my childhood, and I'm just like, yeah, when it does come crashing down, it hurts inside. Gotta take a stand.
What is the tune that if it came on in a nightclub,
No,
you'd lose your shit to? 'Cause
this isn't a
if I-
tune.
What?
There's one piece like that's just better than everything else, and it's the glass breaking.
Austin, yeah.
It's the glass
But you
breaking.
wouldn't do anything with that in a nightclub. Whereas if I was,
Oh,
in,
no.
if I was in a nightclub and I heard American Dream, I would lose my fucking shit.
Cowbell.
Okay,
Just a common man.
Are we doing
dance to
nightclub
it.
tune?
No.
Tune, like what?
Well, what about American Boys? Another Jimmy Hart one. We're
That's
all
great.
American boys.
I find it really annoying, but I think
that?
that's
The
the
Rougeos.
Rougeos. Oh, but I think again that was the point. I mean, you do get.
We're the Mounties. Not
I
great.
really when they
Not
were,
great.
when they were the Quebecers. It was we're not the Mounties. I hated that.
Yeah,
team,
I hate
but
that
I guess
as well.
that was maybe the point.
The golden generation had so many, like Mr. Perfect's one.
Mr. Perfect's one of
That's
the best.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Jake,
Yeah.
the Snake Roberts.
Unbelievable.
Ted DiBiase.
Ted
Oh,
DiBiase.
Teddy DiBiase's is another.
Rick
It's an amazing
Rude.
tune.
Like.
Rudes.
I really
I can't
can't
remember
place
Rudes.
Oh no, I can't.
Oh,
yeah.
Just imagine him doing the.
I think they recycled that for what's his name, Big Dick Johnson, when he was doing a few bits with the X back in the day. It's real like stripper music.
Yeah, it's total different music.
Ric Flair's is like
Yeah.
you can't get much better.
And the
than Flair's.
Danielson did that. You took the classic song. Obviously, they
But
revamped it then
WWE
as well.
fucked Flair's. And that's another thing that I want to get into. The songs that were great that they fucked afterwards. Like when Bret Hart came back in 2010.
What the fuck was that?
What was that?
that?
I do remember being like, ugh.
It's like Bret Hart's first appearance since the Montreal Screwjob. It's a huge show, and then they start.
You botch his entrance.
Like it hit, like you know, the guitar riff hits, but then it just changes into this. It just builds in this way that it never did before.
It's
Terrible.
That's not his song.
Razor Ramones was class coming out.
Oh, it's so
And
good.
you know the screech in that at the start is the screech at the
Foley.
start of Mick Foley's
Yeah.
song.
You think?
No, it is.
Yeah.
It actually is.
No, is it actually?
Yeah.
I always felt like it.
Foley sounds different in my head.
maybe
No,
they-
Foley, the screech. You know the screech.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same as
Maybe
Foley's like always sound like a car crash to
Listen
me.
back.
Maybe this is just the nature of like the vibe of the wrestler, and maybe that's what's in my head. But Mick Foley's always felt like a high-speed collision.
Yeah.
Whereas Razor Ramones just kind of felt like a lad
car screeching off.
Screeching off. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
so it's
But in a
cut. The
chill way.
Ramones is cut, and then Foley's they showed they
the
do the
same.
full
They
Do
clip.
the full- Okay,
Yeah.
maybe that's why.
I think so. Or maybe you told me this before, and I
Mick Foley should have
believed
done
it.
like a Foley artist gimmick. Where he just does sound effects for everyone else's theme tunes.
That would have been cool.
for Val Venus.
Hey, do you know what?
Oh, that's a
Taking it down.
That's a challenge.
Val Venus's music was good too.
Do you know what one really got me? And maybe it was the whole presentation and everything. When
Rikishi debuted I'm a bad man.
That was
was
actually
bad.
that
I
was
think I
such
memory-
a that was
memory
such
hall
a
that
trade
one.
down from his
Too Cool.
kind of too cool type.
when Sting debuted in AEW.
Sting.
Yeah, do you know Sting's AEW
Yeah.
team? Down.
Yeah.
Sting,
I like that.
Sting's WWE team when he came was fucking shit.
I don't remember that.
It was all right. It could have been a lot better, but hey.
But Seek and Destroy is so fucking badass.
Yeah.
I said that you were in Wembley for that, weren't you?
that made my night.
Yeah.
I will say that there are more.
Jericho singing didn't make your night. though.
Although low key lads, Judas is a great entrance tune.
I don't like it.
I will
It's
say
too sing-along. Sometimes it's too sing-along. And whether
That's the problem with edges.
No, I know, but when Jericho was a heel, Jericho should have done heelish things to stop that from happening.
Well, he came
But
out with no music one time, didn't he?
Well, that was against
Like,
MJF and the crowd sang it.
one out of
that's great.
one in
Like,
a
and,
thousand.
and in fairness, like they cheated it. You know, all the social media were posting the lyrics all day long before it, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But
I just
it
think if
gave
you're a
the effect
heel,
they
you
wanted.
need to
Fair
heelish
play, like
stuff.
to MJF just using like a royalty-free fucking song.
Yeah. But
That was the same as Bray.
Hey, hold on, MJF's is royalty free.
Yeah, he just found it on the internet. I was like, I'm
Man,
gonna
that's
walk
going to
out.
land so hard when he debuts in WWE at some point.
And fucking same with Bray. Like
And the Hardys.
the Hardys
it
as
was
well.
amazing
yeah.
that the Hardys got. Yeah, I mean,
Theirs is royalty free as well.
That's why AEW
sure, that's why
could
they have
use
an
it.
AEW.
Oh yeah.
When
Use
Jeff
the same
debuted
song.
in AEW,
That's why MJF has it, so he can bring it everywhere.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a really
But
good
it
idea.
is a brilliant song as well. Like,
But you know what the weird thing about MJF?
I'm not mad at it.
In the early days, and this is like maybe the Kurt Angle thing that you're talking about because he got deadly. But when I first heard MJF's music on Dynamite, whatever, I was like, sounds cheap. This isn't big time.
No, I see.
And now when it hits, you're like, so great.
So I didn't mind it at start, but what it's a thing that's important in wrestling music is if you're doing a run in at the end and your music is hitting, like if it's the glass breaking with Austin, it's phenomenal.
And
if
he
it's
has
if
the
you
other
smell, it's phenomenal. But with MJF, like it was. And it just didn't seem like someone is
now
going
it
to
does,
run in.
though.
I
Not the-
disagree. I think that lands hard as well.
I think it
do you know
doesn't
when
land at all.
when he did the devil, he came out in the devil mask and got the
Yeah.
fucking coin or ring or whatever the fuck was
But he
hanging
threw
over
the
the
ring into the mountain.
no, the coin is Okada.
No, he's a kind drop. But remember, AEW had the ladder
The
match
ring,
where you get
the
the-
ring, yeah.
the chip,
the
the chip.
chip, or whatever
The chip,
the fuck
Sonic
it
the
was.
Hedgehog ring.
And he
it's
won it
chips
under the
ring.
mask, and then the same night Punk beat Moxley.
Yeah.
and then MJF's music hits at the end.
Yeah.
It was that exact moment where I was like, "Oh, it's a
But they
banger."
had a build to it. So like if you have a build, it's different.
Maybe.
So like they had the big thematic stuff first.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about, a run in. If MJ's going, it just doesn't really
Well,
do
it's
it.
not running music, but he's a heel.
No, he's a heel now, but when he was face.
Okay.
Didn't really have the effect. Anyway, that's my rant on MJF's music.
I will make the point that there are more shit wrestlers with amazing entrance teams than there are like great wrestlers who were stuck with bad teams.
Make that point then.
Okay, talking about bangers. Jack Swagger had 2 in WWE. They're both brilliant.
he's dog shit.
One of my favorites of the.
We the people one.
I really liked that. I thought
That was like
great.
a real like Confederate.
A real Confederate. I thought.
Confederacy.
I thought it suited that version of his
Yeah.
character with Zeb Coulter so
I
well.
wouldn't say it's a banger though.
Might be a controversial point, but one of the all-timer teams for me, Alberto Del Rio.
Oh, I love it. I was going to bring
That's
it up earlier.
so great.
I just
So
perfect
good.
for
For
him.
such a piece of shit, man.
But
So,
also for a guy who never generated all that much interest, it actually did so much to make him feel like a main eventer.
Yeah, big time.
Do you know
the
what I
car
think
and
is
everything. But again, the
underrated?
whole presentation.
Remember when the Green Street Posse got their own one?
They
Mean
had
Street.
a brilliant
That
one.
was
It's so cool.
good.
Green,
Yeah, yeah.
Green
Mean
Street.
Street Posse.
Green Street.
We're the
Street Posse.
We're the Dean Street Posse.
Green Street Posse. We actually kind of are the
Yeah,
Green
we're
Street
close enough
Posse.
to it. Mean Street
Good
Posse.
thing I said
what-
Green Street, the
yeah,
fucking
what-
hooligan movie.
When you look at the Attitude Era of Junes, there's very few that
Are totally shit.
are totally shit, you know? And like.
Did we mention the oddities?
That's
That's
class.
an all-timer.
Yeah.
But that's you got Insane Clown Posse there. That's an all-timer of a tune. It's so good.
We
I
are
listen
the
to that
nation of
constantly.
domination.
Like
Another
Al
one.
Snow's
I
theme
think
song,
I think that one could have been better.
Al
Snow's had a
Snow's
good one.
deadly.
You think the
New,
nations
Age,
come
New
better?
Age Outlaws, like
Class.
coming out with their own.
Yeah.
I remember when Al Snow re-debuted. Like one of the biggest aspects of Al Snow becoming a character that was finally over was when he debuted in ECW and he used "Breathe" by the Prodigy as his entrance music, and they had like that upside down camera for his entrance and the whole
Everyone
fucking
had the heads.
Everyone had the heads. It was amazing. And then when he came back to the left, I was like, oh, they're not going to do that now, and it's going to be kind of shit. And then when he did debut, like that tune that he actually used,
Yeah, it's good.
It's no Prodigy, but it really worked.
ECW had like obviously been it was like a super indie, but like you know you were able to use "Walk" by Pantera for.
So, I will correct you there, Shane. You were able to use.
You weren't, yeah.
Paul Heyman, a fucking
Enter Sandman.
Paul Heyman, a
Sandman,
walking
yeah.
IMRO violation.
Yeah.
All those boys were just playing whatever
I
songs
got
they
one,
wanted.
I got one of them recently.
Oh man.
What, an IMRO? An IMRO mark for what?
For my business.
Music in the
There was a
business,
song
yeah.
playing on the radio, and they came in and fucking find me.
This is off the point. I'm kind of fascinated by these IMRO inspectors. These people who will like randomly show up at some school musical
Yeah.
and go, You don't have that copyrighted. That's your job. What a loser job. Sorry.
You don't know who
I mean
they
it.
are. Like, there's someone in pretending to shop. And I had the radio on. I didn't even have it on speakers. I had it on my laptop. And they were
Are
like...
you listening to me?
yeah, you were on the radio, like. And I'm there in the shop my own, but listen to Shane on the laptop,
Yeah, but
right?
Shane, you're pulling money out of Shane's pocket.
He plays
by
a
playing
fucking
that.
tune on the radio, and I get a fine over.
But Enter Sandman for Sandman.
Sandman.
I mean,
Fucking-
that was one you kind of really wish that, like, Vince McMahon...
He was so disappointed
Just fork
when
out the money for this.
Because I
maybe-
guarantee you, Tony Khan would have forked out for Enter Sandman.
Of course Tony would have
maybe
forked.
Well, like, they
maybe
did
Lars
they did
Ulrich isn't a nice guy. You know, maybe he's into money.
But they
and-
did it
Yeah,
for
we all
one
know
night
that.
stand though, which is important.
Yeah.
And that gave you such a fuck.
And
They
you-
didn't do it for the
yeah.
second one, but they did it for the first
But
one.
now,
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
listen, if like One Night Stands on YouTube and you watch it, and it's like a different song.
And go-
There are guys who have like an original rip that
I would have had the original
yeah.
rip. I gave all my tapes away.
Like, Vince would only fork for like the big guys. I mean, when CM Punk had him over a barrel in 2011, that's how he
he
managed
got-
to get
yeah.
Live in Color.
Yeah.
When Hulk Hogan came back in 2002,
Child.
he got and like they didn't use Voodoo Child all that much. Like, but
Well, he
they
went
used
back-
it
he
in
went
good
back
days.
to the
He went back
Red
to the
Yellow.
American eventually.
Very quickly.
If you watch any of those old Hogan ones on YouTube, you don't hear Voodoo Child.
That's true as well.
Yeah.
But
What about Rolling by Limp Bizkit?
Oh, that was great for the Undertaker.
Mad, yeah, that was mad.
Yeah.
But I think actually my favourite ever, and maybe it's because of who it is, and it's a terrible song, but Final Countdown is just
That's
like...
class.
That's
It's,
a
it's
great
brilliant.
song.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Like-
You don't mean Eric Bischoff? I'm back.
Oh, it's so But you ever hear the story of how Danielson picked that? I think it was like he was going on a tour of Japan, and he was in like the airport fucking bookstore or whatever, and there was a magazine, like, you know, like a serious rock magazine, and it had the 100 worst songs of all time, and Danielson opened it, he was like, Final Countdown,
wow, they've got this all wrong.
Danielson is a fascinating case study in entrance music because obviously the Final Countdown as his indie tune, it was an all-timer and it's worked so well for him in AEW. When he came to WWE, he had the most like generic fucking team. Like when he re-debuted at SummerSlam 2010, he came out to the
Flight.
generic rock, and then apparently you know, Vince always bristled against Danielson, particularly in the early years. And as a rib, they were like, well, we're going to get this guy to play a vegan virgin nerd character. And as a rib, to give him Ride of the Valkyries.
which is like
And
unbelievable.
now, but then when he got over, they had to turn it into that like
Was
the
that-
version of Ride of the Valkyries that had all the drums and the heavy guitar in it,
Yeah.
which is fucking amazing.
But I thought they did that the Ride Valkyries because it was like flary and he had like the robe and it kind of felt a bit more classic.
Apparently, someone said he's a fucking nerd. Let's give him nerd classical music.
Wow, because that is a
And then
banger.
Whatever
Danielson
that
turned
means.
it into
Yeah.
a banger.
And then when he debuted in AEW, he had like
The nice slow version.
of it,
That
the
was
riff, but then
so
that really cool
good,
yeah.
that's you're gonna get your fucking head kicked in.
Yeah.
Riff. It's so
What,
good.
what's some of the worst kind of theme songs? I've always thought Cesaro had fucking terrible music.
Until
I couldn't tell you one.
Well, I
until
can
they
tell you one
changed
thing
it.
about Cesaro's OG entrance team in WWE is that was a recycled version of Dean Malenko's James Bond gimmick that he had in 2001, which in itself was an absolute fucking banger. And then Cesaro recycled it. Like a couple of years later, not that he recycled it, he wasn't up doing fucking mixing with Jim Johnston or anything, but it was recycled for him because they were going, okay, he's European and debonair and there's maybe a Bondy vibe, but it somehow just like got lost in translation because Cesaro's version of it was nowhere near as good as Malenko's. That being said about Cesaro's, I will say that like I get these earworms of entrance tunes sometimes, like where entrance music will stick in my head, and the biggest culprit for that for me has always been that Cesaro team. It just comes
can't
into
get
my
rid
head
of it.
sometimes.
I've hated it.
It's not great.
Even in AEW when he debuted in AEW, he had that fucking shit
It's like
song.
it's not like the Swiss. It's a Swiss national anthem, or it's a Swiss.
Something.
It was terrible.
I'm not sure if it's national anthem. It's a Swiss tune anyway. Cesaro's Claudio's current AEW
good.
tune is so good
Yeah.
that it is feasibly bringing him on his way to be a serious main event heel.
Has the Debt Riders Mox tune, has that massively grown on everyone else here
Me
as
too.
well? Yeah.
Also, can I don't want to bring up Marina Shafir again after the things I said before. Marina Shafir has a fucking badass, and like I think in terms of women in AEW, probably the best theme.
Mercedes Moné has a terrible theme.
I love it.
It's just Gunther's fucking theme.
but better.
No, it's not.
Gunther's is
Gunter's,
class.
Walter's,
He went back to the old one.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's
But
just
like,
unreal.
Joe, when you
Thank
were
God.
in, like, we were all there and we seen Walter come out live to that in like various shows, and it's just fucking unbelievable.
It's an all-timer of a theme. I'm so glad they're using it again. When
Hata.
There's other teams that like are really popular sometimes because they've changed it and they've changed into something lesser. So like Seamus is, for example, people are always wanting that lobster head one back. Drew McIntyre, people are always wanting
too many limes.
Too many lambs. But like sometimes I wonder, is that just fans being nostalgic for the past,
yeah.
or was it actually a good song?
Basic Thugonomics.
I love Basic Thugonomics.
Basic Thugonomics, it's so good.
So,
like,
I get a chill up my spine when I hear that.
Just that initial thing that cuts in, you're just like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's badass.
Hey, what about Misery Canter?
The
The
CM
old
Punk song.
the one that he used for.
I don't think it's a patch on Club's personality.
Oh no, it's not. But like,
it is so good.
It's a banger, and
But it's
that
only-
guy
it's
had
only-
that-
it only-
that all-time tweet.
JD
of-
had that as well. He came out with that, didn't he?
No, it was JD did, and then
Dave
Dave Starr did it as a
Can I
work.
just say that when JD debuted in WWE, he had a fucking banger of an entrance theme that they've for some reason got rid of, and now he just has
It was a
kind
really
of
weird name on it, though, wasn't it? It was something like UK Dragon or something. There was some really weird. I remember looking it up and going, that's a fucking really weird name to.
It was
have on
badass, and they barely used it, and then they replaced it with something that's nowhere near as good. In terms of worst teams, what people will try and tell you and convince you is that Billy Gunn's Ass Man is a bad team.
I know, it's unbelievable.
When you said worst teams, Billy Gunn immediately came into my head. But it's not a bad theme, and it's not that one. It's Billy and Chuck. You look
so good to me.
I think that's a banger.
Awesome.
It's a great song.
They recycled it for Santina Morella. When Santina appeared in the Women's Royal Rumble there a couple of years ago, that was the tune they used.
There's another one that
it's a banger.
I just remembered another one of my favourites.
Well, another one that I was going to say that's it's low key, but at the time we thought it was a bit naff because they had all this pink kind of lighting. But the X Factor one was
by Uncle Cracker.
Oh man, I tell you, that is
one of-
actually really good when you listen
I don't
back.
remember
on it.
that.
I thought that was awful.
Oh, listen back. It's actually
I'm gonna hit you with the X Factor. I hate it.
yeah. I got everything I ever
remember
wanted.
that connection.
I'm gonna get back.
X Factor just incredible.
And Albert. Or was it?
And Albert as well.
Was it Albert or Test that was in
No,
that?
it was Albert. that
Albert,
was in
test.
it.
This is a test.
That was a great tune as well. Again, they were all
I
like most
do
of them were
love-
great.
Do love, yeah.
Dude Loves was fucking.
I was obsessed with Dude
And
Loves.
Cactuses. Is
Cactus
fucking-
Cactus
is
was
great
as well.
as well, but Dude Loves-
Mick Foley had a great, and also like then Mick Foley was, I think, to my mind anyway, the first wrestler who had exit music. So when he did his Mankind, and what I love about it, again, it's kind of riffing off something that's familiar, but Jim Johnston makes it up. Like I think kind of Mankind's original, like there's two versions of it, but he's riffing very hard. It feels on like Angelo Badalamenti's Twin Peaks score.
Yeah, that's good.
For both versions of it, and like it's very dark coming down, and then when he gets the win or whatever it is, at
The
end,
exit music is so
then it's
Twin Peaks.
lovely, like really serene piano music, and I just love that the idea that the entrance music was gearing this guy up for a fight, and then at the end when he wins, he has different music to calm him down.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great touch.
That was really good, yeah. Jeez, it's weird that no one's ever tried that since.
And I think they probably should, you know. I'd say in my top 3 of all time least favorite entrance tunes is Yokozuna. That is one of the worst pieces of shit I've ever heard. I hate it.
I like it. I think it's iconic.
I don't think it's iconic at all. I think it's terrible. I think he should have had something a bit more fucking.
I think no.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
I think it works. It kind of feels like, especially with Fuji coming down in front of him, it's like slow.
I hate the bollocks.
Really?
I think
Jeez,
another one
I
of my
liked it.
favourites is.
Like not
We're
everyone,
talking about worst.
like not everyone though can have a big guitar.
I want to talk
I
about Grado live.
Like
Like, do you know that one where Grado, it was, I think it was like
Live Like a Prayer.
ICW.
You're doing Tommy Lightning,
ICW
Shane.
when he did the Goldberg into Like a Prayer.
Yeah.
That is so good.
Can I just say one of my least favorite entrance music tropes, and it's WWF are particularly egregious in terms of their fucking use of this. Back in the day, particularly, was if you were a foreign wrestler, you just had like your national anthem or something.
Kai.
The only person that ever really kind of worked
That's
for
not
it
the
was
Japanese
Davey
national
Boy
anthem.
Smith.
No, I know, but they had a very
Yeah.
generic
Bulldogs.
Asian.
Didn't they have like this, you know, one of them like Japanese.
No,
Kenzo Suzuki did.
but when the Orient Express debuted, and they had this kind of like generic kind of like Asian music that then WWF anytime like if like whoever fucking shows up in the Rumble, like some Japanese guy, I think like Tenryu was in there maybe, or like they'd have some
Or
Japanese
a Hawaiian
show
guy
up,
like Yokozuna.
and then they just play the exact same. They had this like standard. Japanese music for
A better
fucking
Japanese
years.
music for
yeah,
this
for
guy.
this one Japanese guy, and they all shared the same music.
Yeah.
That's why it was such a kind of mind blower to me back in whenever it was 2015, 2016. Not that I expected him to like play Japanese music for her, but when Asuka came out with like the most badass non-Japanese team tune,
So good.
Asuka and Nakamura. Like Nakamura still had Japanese flavor, but
like the team
was
tunes
badass.
like Io Sky's team is a fucking all-timer as well. I love that.
There was a gap, like, so there's about when those NXT teams are coming out, one after another, like you had Glorious, you had Nakamura,
you had Finn Balor, you had Kevin
Finn
Owens,
Balor, like all these
Sami
unbelievable,
Zayn,
all
Joe's
after,
one.
one after the other.
Ciampa. I mean, and also that was a gimmick that I loved for a while. Was when Ciampa turned heel, they
no music.
for a couple of months, like he was coming out to no music because he was getting so much booze. He was the most over heel in the company, and they let that play. And I was at the time going, "This is actually a great gimmick.
Yeah.
Maybe he should just be a guy who has no entrance music." And then when they did give him entrance music, I was initially going, "Oh fuck!" But then it was that tune, "No One Will Survive," which is one of the fucking best of the last,
I
forgot about that.
decade.
Yeah.
And then. Like,
No one will
unfortunately, he didn't get to use it
survive.
enough on the main roster because that is a main event star.
That's class,
entrance
yeah.
tune.
Yeah, banger.
I forgot about that one.
It's so good.
That's unreal.
I did love the silence gimmick though.
What are your top 3 all-timers?
Talk about
Worst first?
One of my for worst is I used to hate it on the anthology. I think it was William Regal's.
Oh, yeah, Real
He's
Man.
a man.
I know. Regal, to be fair, for a guy with such a long career, has had nothing but kind of stinkers. Actually, the Man's Man one when he was rocking his lumberjack gimmick there in '98 was probably the best one. When he re-debuted then in like 2000, he had this sort of really like kind of tinkly, horrible stuff, and then now he has the kind of like dun, dun, dun.
I don't mind
Yeah, I
the
like that last
I
one.
don't mind that one.
He's gotten that tune over more than the tune's gotten
I
him
forgot
over.
about the twinkly one, yeah.
The
But,
twinkly one was god awful.
but yeah, I think that last one is good. It's powerful.
I also hated My Sweet Birth of Faye.
Which is that?
Oh, my sweet birth of Faye.
I feel like that might be a Jimmy Hart.
Yeah, I think it's Jimmy Hart.
Maybe
yeah.
it is a Jimmy Hart concoction.
I suppose it kind of depends on the era. Like in terms of favorite tunes, like if you go back to the 90s, I like all like LOD, Demolition. It's the real heavy rock ones. But then I think my favorite of all times, they'll all come in
Give
the
us
attitude
three.
era.
Give us three.
Top 3, I'll go.
We'll go 3 and then we'll go 2 and 1. No, in no particular order.
And this just top of the head stuff because he'll say something. I'll go, oh, actually, I wish I had that one in it. Jericho,
Jericho.
Break
Okay.
the
Break the Walls Down.
Okay, Morrow.
Angle.
Angle. Okay.
I am a sucker for the Shield's entrance music.
Wow, I hate that. I absolutely hate that.
Yeah, no, I love it.
I think it was because Roman used it after it.
That,
Maybe,
that,
yeah.
actually would, but that was an example of it. Like the team is so over, the guy is not, and then they left him with the Shield gimmick when the Shield had disbanded.
I
actually just
Ambrose
don't, I
terrible
don't like
music.
it because it's just a generic guitar and it's something wrong rhythmically.
No, I love it.
Yeah, like, dun, dun, and there's a gap, and it doesn't seem like it doesn't
But
seem
also,
there.
when it started with the when it started with the code and when that broke into like the Sierra Hotel India, like
That's the part I love.
It's great.
That's the only part I love about it.
But I just felt like that music suited these guys who were kind of descending from the top of the arena and coming down towards the ring. I thought it was an all-timer and it worked so well for that act. Anyway, that's one of my
Shane,
favorites.
you're number 3.
It's not necessarily number 3 because it's probably my number 1, but it's the one that's sticking out to me is Mike Awesome's theme song.
Oh, nice.
I have no clue what that is.
Rising up from the land of the living, he's a modern day gladiator, 6'6", angry and mean, a living, breathing war machine.
But you are a
Made
Mike
his
Awesome
name
mark.
You're a Mike Awesome mark.
But the song, like, is awesome's what they say. All his victims feel the pain.
I love it.
Yeah.
It sounds awesome.
That sounds good. Yeah.
You never go up.
I'll be listening to that.
I've never heard that, but that sounds unreal.
It sounds amazing.
It was like it was made.
That might
for
be a better version than the one we'll actually hear.
But the
on
thing
this
is,
track.
I'm gonna listen to it as soon as I get
it
in the
was
car.
made for Mike Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, so
And
it
it did really cool screeching guitar. It'd go wow, and it'd match the singer's fucking pitch.
What's your number 2?
I used to have it on, like my Walkman. It'd have a few select wrestling songs in it, and I'd be fucking buzzing walking on the street,
You'd be ready for fucking
fucking war,
scrap.
ready to fucking slap Tanaka over the head with a chair.
I don't know if something like there's no order in these, but I would always have a soft spot for Demolition. Here comes the axe, here comes the smasher,
Crush is
the
there too.
demolition, walking
What did he do
disaster.
actually when Crush came in? Did it change the music?
Same music.
It was no like, oh, here comes Crush also.
No, well, they changed to. So Crush's, this is another Jim Johnston thing, but Crush's song was exactly the same as the Acolytes and Big Boss Man. The same. It's like. Same as like Acolytes. Sorry, that's Bossman's. It's the same chords, same progression, slightly different guitar tuning. But yeah, Demolition. Love
Demolition. Morrow.
Number 2.
Looking up team songs.
Give me good lessons in
I'm
songs.
fucking running late. Number 2, Ric Flair.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
I know we've mentioned it already, but Taz's WWE tune is an all-timer for me.
It's a fantastic song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would go with King of Kings for Triple H.
it's funny you say that.
Because
Because my next my next one.
Great. I love rock
Triple
music. I love
H.
Oh man, my next one is also Triple H.
Fuck
Is it the game?
My Time.
My time
Now,
is way better than
You just
both.
said
on your number 1.
I
will
just want to
say-
get in before it's
No, he was number 1 next.
I understand that.
Yeah, but he didn't give
I
us number 2.
understand
He
that.
did.
That's
Oh,
Taz.
Oh, cool.
To my mind, you saying that
Apologies.
Dunph is like saying, "Oh, I love the Patriots team." The Patriot is not the person known for that team. That team you're talking about, which I agree is a fucking
China.
all-timer. No, but it was debuted with Triple H in China, but then it just became Stephanie McMahon's team, and it worked pretty well for Stephanie, I thought.
she's like, hey, you loving a woman, whatever that thing was.
But that, but before that,
That was China. Don't
When,
treat me
when
like
Triple
a
H,
woman.
when Triple H
No,
transitioned
Steph
over
has
to
a weird one like that. So.
when Triple H transitioned over to the Motorhead team, Stephanie was using the "It's My Time" for a good stretch.
I don't think long enough to make any impact on me. I think my time is Triple H in China, and it's unreal. There's little smarky like backstage non-kayfabe where they talk about Kevin Dunn in at the start and Jimmy.
China had kind of
Jim
a bit
Johnston.
Of a, China kind of had a bit of a shit one, wasn't it? It was
Don't treat me like a
Don't treat me
woman.
like a woman. Don't treat me like a man. Treat me like are you non-binary?
Treat me like a human.
Yeah, exactly. What are you if you're not?
Who I am.
Yeah.
Don't be like a woman.
I don't remember that at all.
My time is unreal though.
It's great.
1,
It's so
2,
good.
this on.
Yeah, that was so good.
Yo, Jimmy, hit me
Jimmy
that
with
Triple
Triple
H.
H.
Oh, no, yeah. That's actually a
Yo,
banger,
Kevin
yeah.
with that the dumbass something.
You fucking buck
Yeah.
tooth fuck you.
Yeah, something like that.
I'll go with my number 1. I think the one that has given me the most kind of joy is Final Countdown.
Oh yeah.
You know, when he beat Swerve at that All In, and that's when they played it for his entrance, they brought it back after 20 years, and like this could never be played because of how much it costs.
never be
and Tony
played.
just said, "Fuck it, it's Bryan Danielson,
I'll do it.
do it." And then it played in Wembley. I was just like, yeah.
But then Jericho, when he sang at Wembley, it's unbelievable, wasn't it?
Well, Jericho is Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Murphy, yeah.
For me, it's Jake the Snake Roberts. It's amazing. Like.
I'm surprised no one says Steve Blackman.
What I really love about that, and again, it comes down to Jim Johnston's kind of psychology around the tunes. Like Jake was renowned in an era of big characters with big promos and screaming and loud voices. Jake was known for being the guy who kind of whispered and he talked a little slower and it was a bit more deliberate. And then that tune that he had was such a low key build.
It's really understated.
But it was so understated, but there was so much menace in it.
Yeah.
And then it had an amazing riff that cut through it. When he returned at the '96 Royal Rumble and that came on, it was a huge pop. And that was the first Rumble, as I said, with full entrance music for everyone, and it sounded fucking
Even
amazing.
when he came back at
Ambrose.
Raw in like 2013
So
and
good.
covered the Shield
So
with the
good.
snake and
I always felt a thing with entrance music as well is a lot of the time, or sometimes I used to have a problem with AEW with it, where they don't actually turn him up loud enough sometimes.
Yeah, they don't overtake.
And I found with the Ambrose one when Jake Snake comes out that they had it pumped, and it was actually possibly the best I've ever heard that song as he comes out.
Have we all gone through our number ones here?
I was torn. between a
Matthew
few.
and Brugge.
That's your new entrance music. That's a banger to be fair.
Two number one. Just gonna fix two number one.
Midnight Express FTR.
Oh yeah.
Class.
Like they're not the same, but they kind of are the same.
Yeah.
I love both of them.
The
I love both of
Backseat
them.
Boys used it in CZW as well. Trent Acid and your man Kashmir. Just dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun. Such a good.
That's a Tony Khan win because they
They
were
didn't want that.
they didn't want that. Yeah.
But I will say, just for childhood nostalgia, because I used to go up to my granny's house and watch WCW Nitro.
Friday nights,
every Friday. Yeah. Just couldn't see it in his.
It's a
own.
mix between NWO and Wolfpack. So they
Both
like,
bangers.
NWO.
Personally, I think the NWO one is better.
Yeah.
But Wolfpack is a banger.
I didn't think
NWO's class. I kind of Wolfpack. I don't know. It doesn't really do it for me.
Don't turn your back
I
on the
liked it. I liked it.
They used to have Ready or Not on the house shows. They used to come out to Ready or Not. Ready or Not.
You can still see footage of that, and it's fucking
Scott Hall
cool.
used that then in ECW, which was so fucking badass. Like, it was such a good tune for him to come out to. I was never a big fan of WCW entrance teams, to be honest.
Same.
My
Yeah.
NWO was
Goldberg is class.
Goldberg's class.
Iconic.
Do you not like a American Made Jimmy Hart original
that's
for
actually- that's
Hulk
pretty-
Hogan? He's red, white, and blue running through his veins.
It's no Rick Derringer's Real American, but it's
Can anyone
but it's
remember
alright.
Bret Hart's WCW theme?
No.
one at all.
No.
It's crazy.
I feel like he didn't
Bret
have one.
Hart was in WCW. No one can remember his team.
One of my favorite things about the wrestling war at the moment between WWE and AEW is that when a wrestler switches sides, both companies now, what they do is they'll take the, like, as opposed to what they used to do years ago, where somebody would re-debut and they'd have different music and it wouldn't have the same effect. Now they do riffs or different versions
Wrestling
of the
is only
same
one royal
tune,
family.
but in a way that makes it, that has the same kind of beats and has the same impact. You see Ricky Starks coming out in NXT.
Very similar,
His
yeah.
NXT isn't the same as it's
That's
not.
kind of what WCW were
it's
doing
not as-
back in the day.
Well, maybe to a degree, but like Ricky Starks, it's not as good as his AEW team, but he can hit all the beats of his entrance with it. Similarly, Samoa Joe's AEW music
one.
is very.
His NXT music was
It allows you to say,
Do you remember his initial NXT song?
It was
That's
awful.
fucking terrible.
It was terrible.
That was only one night.
It was one night. It was
his
for his
debut.
debut, but then when he they apparently based it on like fucking
Godzilla.
on Godzilla like soundtracks and stuff like that, and like
Jimmy Page.
the Jimmy Page in there. But like
I did mention Kashmir anyway.
Joe's AEW team isn't as good as the WWE team, but I respect that they have like it's the similar kind of vibe, and his entrance doesn't change. Jade Cargill's WWE team is very like her AEW team,
And
I like that continuity with entrance teams.
and
now.
Cody, Punk, and Edge all have the same themes that they used in the other companies.
But that's because their songs.
No, but
that
that's
they're
what I'm
licensed.
saying. They're able to carry over.
Yeah, you couldn't have
the
done
Hardy
that.
Boys
Couldn't
that
have
we
done that
mentioned
15
earlier
years
on
ago.
as well.
The Hardy Boys one is mad.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know.
I thought that was a WWE original.
Yeah, everyone
So
did.
did I.
Everybody did.
I only realised it wasn't when Jeff debuted in AEW. I was like, what the fuck? And the pop was huge.
But it's on some of the WWE anthology stuff, so I don't know how that works even.
They mustn't have been able to like
License it.
license it or something because
Or no,
it was just kept
copyrighted.
free.
Oh,
Copyright.
RVD song in TNA was terrible.
Which I don't remember it.
It just do
One of a kind.
RVD.
It's one of a kind is class.
The whole effing show.
You need a hot crowd for that, and TNA wasn't notorious for hot crowds.
Yeah, I like Tommy Dreamer's WWE Man in the Box rip-off.
Total rip off. Yeah.
Rip-off Man in the Box,
But
because
it
that's what
works.
he used in ECW.
Yeah.
Like, but
Yeah.
any other songs that needs a mention?
Let's talk about the most underrated ones for a little bit. One of my all-time favourites that's very underrated and didn't get enough of a run is Christian's first solo, which was done again. Jim Johnston, he can mix up the genres. It was done as this kind of like faux operatic
Yeah.
tune. It was fucking amazing. I Last Year on Your Own. It was so good.
And his TNA song I really enjoyed as well.
I like the TNA
That's the
one.
one he used in AW, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
I need to run.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Hey, get some outro music going for you.
Yeah, someone play some outro
Hold on,
music.
we
He was
Oh, no, we'll
red.
get hit with,
We get hit with a
We'll
copyright.
get hit with an improv violation.
Yeah, well, like if it's only just a little bit.
How
like,
about if I sing it? He's a loser, baby. So why don't I take it?
Get out of here. We won that we don't.
Now you're just singing Hey Jude. Bam, bam. Mark, get that fucking
Outro.
stinky ass out of here.
See you guys.
One that
before this is
one that we always talk about in the WhatsApp group, but it hasn't come up here today, so we should mention it on air, is Steve Blackman.
Steve Blackman, yeah.
Steve Blackman's. It's not like an amazing team, but the way we've kind of talked about Steve Blackman's team for so long is like we position that as the song you would least like to hear when you're walking down a dark alley.
Yeah.
And that's enough for me. It was great.
Class.
All of those
People are tuning in for that.
All of those legitimate badass guys that came in. Ken Shamrock had an all timer.
Yeah.
That would get, like if he came back in a rumble, which I would love to see, that would get such a huge pop. Dan Severn had a fucking amazing team tune in WWE as well. It was so badass. It really suited him. Like there's so few
Even
guys.
like Hardcore Holly suited him, Godfather
really
suited
good.
him. They all suited them back then.
Yeah, because remember, like Crash Holly ended up taking hardcore's music because it suited Crash better. But then they got new music for hardcore, and it was great as well.
And like they really invested in it. Like someone like the Hurricane, like dun, 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 dun.
that was so
like,
good.
but now I don't think we mentioned it recently. Like when you hear a song, like in a Royal Rumble, you hear a song sometimes, and you're like, who the fuck is it?
Yeah.
This has been a massive problem in recent years.
They're all sort of the samey, generic
It
bullshit.
really was. Like I remember, like the idea that you can debut someone who's a newbie and their music is so good that suits their presentation. Like you think about the 2020 Royal Rumble when Keith Lee debuted, or his Royal Rumble debut anyway, at least, and he had such a badass fucking tune. And then when he did eventually join the main roster, it was subbed out with some generic piece of shit.
But the way it's gone out, it's analogous almost to how overproduced WWE is. So like it seems so safe. So like the Raw theme we spoke about earlier, how it's this like safe hip hop or rap type tune.
I think it's Eminem Godzilla now or something. That's
Whatever
what
it
it's
is, yeah. But it comes on, it's nonsense. It's usually you're just thinking about they just showed all the streetscapes of wherever they are and Michael Cole talking over, but it doesn't seem risky anymore. Like back when it was metal music, when Raw come on, it seemed like anything could happen. This is a violent program. Now it just seems like
when they
it's
changed
again.
it to Papa Roach's, whoa, never give in. You're like, shut
Papa
the
Roach.
Yeah.
Is it Papa Roach?
Yeah. I just
sucks.
wanna be loved.
Are you sure that's Papa Roach?
That's Papa Roach.
No way. I never knew that.
One of my favorite things
Doesn't even sound like him.
one of my favorite things that AEW does is where they will bring back someone like similarly like with Danielson with the Final Countdown, where they bring back, and they did with Punk as well. They bring back a tune that the person used to use on the indies and they do it for one night only. I remember like the last time Swerve was in OTT, and when he came out to Shaka Khan's Ain't Nobody, it was one of the greatest live entrances I've ever seen. And I always felt like Swerve's tunes are good, but I was like, nothing is as good as Shaka Khan. And then when they used it then, I forget which pay-per-view it was last
Wembley,
year.
was it?
I don't know if it was Wembley, but they got like when Jojo Offerman came out and she sang it.
Yeah.
I thought it was fucking
So
fantastic.
cool.
I'd love to see Swerve coming out to that all the time. Like when people do get a chance to come out to a thing that they've been that's really good,
And it's them.
That is very much of them. It's always fantastic to see.
Yeah.
I should have probably put Bray Wyatt's. Now that you mentioned JoJo, like Bray Wyatt's song, hey, it's two of them.
Back in my
I never liked the Fiend, just that. But the rest of it.
Back in my DJing days, I
were a DJ.
I was
DJ Johnny Mort.
DJ Johnny Mort
DJ
for a
Ratings.
while. But I would like occasionally, very occasionally, drop in entrance music into set if it was something really good. But there was this amazing remix of the Wyatt Family, the original Wyatt Family theme that I used to like kind of bang in there every so often. That was really cool. The Wyatts is an all timer of a team, a very underrated team in that regard. Is when Luke Harper, Brody Lee went solo, he had a fucking ripper of a tune there. It was great. And then remember, this is probably my top 5 of worst entrance music. Conversely, remember when Eric Rowan went solo after the Wyatts? He had some of the look up Eric Rowan's original WWE team, his solo team, one of the worst pieces of shit you've ever heard in your life. And then Brody ends up with like one of the fucking best entrance teams.
Yeah.
And neither of them, because they weren't solo for too long, they never really got to dig into them. But that's like chalk and fucking cheese.
Kerwin White, another bad one.
What I liked about that,
I know what you're going to say because I kind of like it.
Because like when Jim Johnston does those different genres, he's always doing. He's like, oh, I'd like to try beta after that.
My coffee.
So like Jim Johnston is going, okay, I'm going to do a Frank Sinatra tune as an entrance music. I thought that was kind of cool. It is a bad team. But
It is a bad thing. It's a bad wrestling song.
I appreciate the effort that they made with it.
Yeah, but that music in general is so important to it. Like you think of My Way for for WrestleMania 17, and we don't really get that anymore because
I
they're gone.
used to when we were doing backyard wrestling in Kilkenny back in the fucking day. That used to be my entrance music.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with that.
You have to wait for it to kick in though.
Yeah.
There's a video. We did this fucking pay-per-view up in Younger.
Who paid to view this?
We'll do a sit-along watch maybe sometime on it. But it basically, like, the entrance is just like 2 minutes of fucking.
Do you have footage?
There is a DVD. It's
Is
really
it
bad.
Digitalized? Could we?
Yeah, it's not digitized. It's
Can
on
we do
DVD.
a
What
watch
it is-
along?
Yeah,
We have to do a
I'd
watch
love to
along
watch
for it.
that.
At some point, we'll watch the old Fairgreen wrestling cards of the early
Who-
2000s.
what's the main event?
Can't be,
was
don't
main
give it away.
events?
Don't give it away. Don't give it away.
I need the card.
Here, we have to bring it back. We have a ring. We need a backyard fucking.
But it's just like
show.
there's a camera shot of my entrance, and it's just 2 minutes of that song starting before it kicks in, and it's interminable. I should have used Ass Man.
Are we done?
No, we're not. Here's what we need to talk about. OTT, Irish wrestlers. Who's got the best wrestling? Who's got the best entrance music? I will say that for like all my casual friends who I bring along to
I know who's
OTT
mine.
shows, that fucking Martina entrance and
Yeah.
the choice of Maniac 2000 is inspired.
Well, she uses Cascada every time we touch now. Every time we touch.
that is objectively just not as good as Maniac 2000.
Yeah.
One that, and maybe it's like a lot of the older ones because they're like you've heard them so many times they mightn't hit home as much anymore. But Charlie Sterling's one, the kind of slow
Another
down,
Brick in the
the
Wall.
really slow down another
that
brick in
one.
the wall. I think it's phenomenal. Yeah, it's class. That'd be my number one at the moment.
I like Frankie Vendetta's Is the Sin.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love that one.
But that's a great shout for a piece of entrance music. I think that's just fantastic. It works so well. And it seems very unique. Like, not every wrestler is going to be going, I'm going to get a Pet Shop Boys song. You know what I mean?
Match Bullet Smiths. The Smiths is good as well.
Yeah, How Soon Is Now.
Oh, you use How Soon Is Now? Great. Okay, yeah. Like, I mean, when somebody picks an act as well that isn't, you don't associate with wrestling, like, you know, with Swerve coming out with Shaka Khan. Also then, you know, Orange Cassidy going back and forth between like the Pixies and like Jefferson Starship, and you're kind of going like, well, neither of those
I like
I
them
would have
both.
associated with good entrance teams, but they work really well.
Trent Seven's Seven Nation Army like just suits him to the ground.
That's bang on, yeah.
Like, that's another one you wouldn't have thought would work, but it really works.
Yeah, well,
as a
I mean,
wrestling
It's
team.
such a big, it's
It's
such
a
a big football.
remix as well.
It is remix.
And everyone go, oh, Trent Seven Army.
But you want stuff
and
that
the
people
seven.
that people can sing along with. I mean, Grado has that down with Like a Prayer as well. It's getting LJ Cleary, actually, that is not a tune I like, but it's a tune I love when LJ Cleary uses as entrance music.
Yeah.
David Keitel.
He runs it back.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Voulez-Vous is probably my favourite.
Absolutely.
It's my favourite ABBA song. It's probably my favourite song to dance to on a dance floor. It's an amazing thing, man. And hearing that as wrestling entrance music is just,
John, I haven't
And
seen
when she
any.
goes like that out to the curtain, she goes,
it's so good.
And you're like, yeah, I'm gonna.
Oh, just excellent choice and just so well put together in terms of like how it works with the entrance and the crowd interaction. Just love it.
I'm really happy that as a trio we have Ghost Square Hammer as well, because it has that clap, and like people can like slap the mat or whatever. We were really like conscious of trying to find a happy medium between all three acts and finding a song for it, and I think Ghost just fits it perfectly. And it's just like the thought process that goes in behind making a fucking an entrance kind of slap for people. Don't be so confused.
I don't know what to say.
I mean, that's what you want. Like, you want that big pop, you know, and you want the interaction and you want the timing of everything to work perfectly in terms of like when the song peaks or when a chorus hits.
No kayfabe. You can see him shinting himself there going, how do I react to this now?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's all, you know, it really is like it. I mean, entrance music is here to stay. Obviously, it's been in wrestling for 40 plus years, and
But it's
so
not
important.
being utilized as it should be right now.
WWE have fucked it so bad, and that's why we're in an era now where Royal Rumbles don't have the pop energy that they used to.
Can I ask a
because so
question?
many of the songs are generic.
Based on that, what's your favorite song presently? Because everyone we've picked has been practically from the past.
I think for me it's EO Sky.
Or within the last 3 years. Yeah, EO Sky.
That last 3 years, I have no idea.
EOS is the one that I always thought was just
I
fucking
really liked Roman's.
Yeah, Romans actually,
Yeah, I thought
I think it's grand.
it really suited.
It stands out over everyone else.
It's so much better than what he had before. It's really weird for a guy who's such a big main eventer. He's never. I don't think he's ever had particularly good luck with entrance music.
Yeah.
Your favorite entrance song is The Shield, one of them.
No, but in the context of the Shield using, and not in the context of like the big dog with his contact lenses in and Suffer and Succotage, he just lamed up that song.
I like Whoop That Trick, but I only like I don't know the music. I just know everyone goes, Whoop That Trick.
I think that's a great tune.
Doesn't work for me.
I hate when they changed AJ's theme song, when they changed the Judgment Day's theme song to that rap song and stuff.
The Judgment Day have
Day's-
awful look.
The Judgment Day's one. What one was they played?
All rise for the Judgment Day.
Which one did they
Damien
play in
Priest is
OTT?
fucking awful
that
as well.
one.
That one, that's fucking class.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, Damien Priest. Shit.
Ria's
Yeah,
song.
good. Ria's
I
good.
personally do not like that song.
Do you not? I like it.
It's a
Judgment
really
Day is,
contrived.
if you can say
It's a really. I feel it's just a bit too. It's too contrived in the entrance. Like
I don't like the way she mouths the song as she's coming out.
it's too inbuilt almost.
Is Rollins still using "Burn It Down"?
Yeah.
I like that. I think that's
I
good.
was never too.
I hate Rollins, but I like that.
I was never too keen on that tune. Now I have to say.
Penta seems generic when
Yeah.
How
do you make
Kill
that
it.
generic?
Ray Phoenix is
Unbelievable.
such a horrible generic team. Like their AEW teams were so much better. We are in WWE probably in the worst era of entrance music ever.
By a fucking country mile.
Like since they started using entrance music in 1984, 1985, we are in the absolute fucking
Shit.
shits
The
of it
drizzling
now.
shits.
And it's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out in terms of the Rhea Royal Rumble, because you've got fans who are not as poppy as maybe, as in they don't pop as much as US fans, and how that's going to happen when you get like some fucking generic Judgment Day team coming on, or the New Day's generic new team.
They'll pipe some crowd noises in.
Oh.
Don't worry.
Bring
Don't worry.
Bring back
They'll
the
pipe it in.
bagpipes from Roddy Piper. Are we done now?
Any last words?
I just hope
just
there's not
freezing.
one like.
Razor Ramon. I'll just throw in.
I hope there's not one really big, amazing team that we somehow completely forgot about.
Like
Really?
everything definitely got a mention. Maybe not a thorough kind of like the Ultimate Warriors one got a mention. Shawn Michaels one got a mention. Bret Hart's one got a mention.
Yeah.
Only maybe it might be only a mention. Like
No, it
I
might-
hated Dolph Ziggler's song.
It might be an idea maybe
That
for
one.
if some of the listeners have what they feel is the most like underrated tune, and then we can maybe throw it up as Instagram stories or something.
Yeah.
They're not going to copy.
No,
some
comment.
music tunes
Comment under this video. What is your top 3 all-time favorite tunes?
Yeah,
there.
top 3.
But also put a little bit of focus on underrated team tunes that
Yeah.
you feel don't get their
And tweet-
Maven.
juice.
Maven. Yeah. Yeah.
Maven.
Yeah. Try choose not what everyone else is choosing. Basically. Is that what you
Steiner's was great as well as.
Can I just say Gangrel, the Brood?
yes, great
We
call.
nearly did it.
Nearly.
We
That is-
nearly-
That is what. If I remember that, it would nearly be in my top 3.
Bouncing,
so good.
bouncing.
Yeah. Fanging and banging.
Banging
and banging, baby.
fucking banging.
All right.
Anyway, this has been the Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show. I'm the big beefy boy, Shaz Beeve. This is my fellow Marks in Gherkins and The Draw. Thanks very much for listening. Hopefully we're still the 49th, or not dropped below the top 50 wrestling podcasts
Hopefully
in the
people
world.
listen to this. Still listen to this, right?
I think so.
Well, I hope Disco Inferno isn't beating us out. But if
Fuck Disco
but if
Inferno.
but
Fuck
if
you, Glenn.
If he is, Glenn, if you are beating us in the ratings, at least you know that you've got a banger of an entrance team.
Disco Fever.
Can I ask the
Disco
viewers one question?
fever.
Comment if you like this type of video, because Morrow was against it. I look like looking back over it.
Because the finisher one is kind of like this as well.
Yeah.
It's just us spamming a lot of things that we
Yeah.
love.
Do you like the spam?
Is it too positive?
Do we talk over each other too much?
Do
Yes.
we talk over each other? Too
Are there
much?
any interesting threads
Threads.
that we didn't follow through on?
Yeah. I think they won't do this won't do well in shorts probably. Because you can't clip up someone saying, I really like the Brood song, and everyone's going to go, yeah, it was fucking banger. Cool.
Yeah,
no
yeah.
one will interact with it. They'll only interact when Dumbo. When Morrow says dumbass
I know
stuff.
we had a couple of argumentative ones, I think, though.
Yeah, that argumentative
I'm
ones.
going to finish on one.
That'll fit.
In terms of music, I'm going to finish on one thing. Like over the years with friends and stuff, we always make these jokes about like, oh, what wrestling song would you love to hear in the club if it came on? And it never happens because nobody plays entrance music in the club. But one thing I really regret from last year was not going to Mark Henry's DJ set.
Yeah.
And let me say, Mark Henry has got one of the all-time badass fucking entrance teams.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come get the book.
But the idea that there's a wrestler now who goes around, he travels town to town, and he does DJ sets where he just plays
Town
tunes.
to town,
And
Drogheda,
people dance to them,
Dundalk.
I love that. And Mark, if you're listening, which I know you're probably not, but come back to Ireland.
we could get Maura Shartle to do that.
Yeah.
We do like a wrestling fan wrestling show, live show, and Maura Shartle then does a DJ.
Maura
of just-
Shartle's missing a trick there. We're missing a trick not getting Maura Shartle to do that. That'd
Yeah.
be
Well,
Well, that's
amazing.
where Mark Henry did it in that club, didn't he?
He did
No, but we'll do it down
did
in. Let's do it
Back
in
in Clears.
Kilkenny. Let's do it in Kilkenny.
Back in Clears.
Back in
Clears.
Clears probably wouldn't work. Do it down in Killers. Do a live podcast, and then we turn it into a wrestling.
One more.
Wrestling rave.
One more thing to mention, Creed, My Sacrifice. Every time I hear it, I always think of WWF, and I fucking love it.
But that was no one's entrance music.
No, it wasn't, but it was again how important. You mentioned earlier My Way. I think My Sacrifice is a music moment in wrestling history that I can't not mention.
And Eddie Guerrero songs.
Can I also just shout?
Vince McMahon.
Can I also just shout for about 2 weeks in 2004, Edge came out with Rob Zombie's Never Gonna
He
Stop.
did.
Oh,
Yeah,
Gonna Stop.
Yeah.
Here comes the money.
Road Dogg.
Here comes the money.
Oh, you didn't know?
We said that.
Yeah, well,
Fuck.
saying it again.
Anyway, goodbye, God bless. Stay safe, stay sane. He just walked right in front of the camera before that.
that's
Stay
right.
safe, stay sane.